I am doing a quick little video here for YouTube to show what I did to convert my 3-slot American Electric payphone to work in a home versus actually in a telephone booth as they were originally. I've watched a video, actually I watched a series of videos online on YouTube from a guy who was supposedly doing a conversion, but he never told how to actually make the phone work, which is what I was looking for. He was more interested in selling his services. I won't say his name, but you'll notice he does rather long, really wordy videos. So I'm going to show you exactly what the wiring should look like when you're done. I don't have the exact wiring for it. I'm not going to claim to be an expert either, but I will show you this. You need to take this off, lifts up, once you unlock it, lift it off. You've got a connection right here. Sometimes they actually have contacts inside when you put it on. I'm going to have to try to do this with my hand. Alright, so I just unplugged that. Now I've got the phone on the wall with these contacts, and then I've got this steel here that's in my hand. I'm going to put this on the floor for right now and do this as fast and as painlessly as I can. First I'm going to show you what I changed here on the actual phone. Let me get my screwdriver. Very technical stuff here. There is a contact right here. I disconnected that so that hopefully it won't require anything else here in the way of canceling this operation out that used to require coins. And then I went ahead and put this screwdriver on here because, I put this rubber band on here to make it so that coins could drop in to the coin box, but you can figure that out whether it's important to you or not. Otherwise they'll drop into the coin return, so they can go one place or the other. Alright, so that's, you can take off this screw. I'm not even certain that's absolutely necessary, but this is what I actually changed today that made the difference in the phone calling. Before, I either couldn't get a dial tone that was consistent, or it wouldn't cancel the dial tone, or it wouldn't dial. I actually had picked up a device from a guy in Australia called Dial Gizmo that was supposed to be a pulse to tone converter because Verizon had told me that they required that. It wouldn't work with that, so I went ahead and monkeyed around with these things, and unfortunately, through a cruel twist of nature, I'm also colorblind, but if you can see these wires, this is what this should look like. This is what I changed today. I'd actually disconnected several of the wires so that this whole area up here, all these switches, no longer play a part. I know this isn't the most professional way to do this, but I wanted these wires out of the way, not making contact with one another, the spade heads on them, but out of the way. You can see here you've got, I believe this is red. Oh boy, I'm in over my head already. It's red or green, blue, black, and white that are pulled away, no longer making contact. All of the wires that initially would have come from these switches I disconnected. The only one that I reconnected, you'll see right here, is this yellow wire. I'm pretty sure it's yellow. I reconnected that yellow wire back here on the number 5 terminal. I know it's kind of blurry there. It's not going to be a great video, but this is the number 5 terminal on this block. I reconnected that. I left this white one connected right here as part of that circuit, it looks like. Again, I'm not an expert, but I'm just telling you, this is what works if you want to convert your 3-slot payphone. This is an American Electric from the 60s. So I'm sure it's similar in wiring to a lot of the other models, other years of American Electrics at least. But this is the way it looks. And again, this is the yellow wire. All of these other wires that came from this harness down here, I left them right there on the contacts where they were originally, and disconnected all the wires from this switch up here and reconnected the yellow one right there on number 5. I hooked it up. I no longer needed the dial gizmo for pulse to tone conversion, and you just take this back up. I'm not going to do it here because it's hard to do with one hand on the camera and one hand on the phone, but plug this back into where I unplugged it up here on the plug it back in there. Everything else remains the same. You've got your 2 wires coming in here. If you don't have that done already, this is where your modular wire will come in. you know, this wire right here goes down behind the phone down to this standard modular jack. So I've got, again, I'm not good with colors, but this is red and green, I believe, and they are attached to these two terminals here on my board. Whether that's the same on yours or not, I don't know. But those should be the only connections that you have to make there, as far as I can tell, and everything else stayed the same. Notice all the other parts are original. So that's pretty much it. I went over 5 minutes. I was hoping to not do that, but that's all there is to it. And hopefully now you'll be able to actually convert your payphone to one that will work. There's the whole thing. And you won't have to listen to a guy talk about it forever and try to sell his services. All right, good luck.